Hi, beautiful fellow yogis. Welcome to our year-end stretch and chat. Let's introduce some gentle movement and then I'll start yapping at you here. The chat room is open. I keep it closed on sober Saturdays because I want to create more of a kind of a serene, sacred atmosphere on those nights so you can just really get into yourself. But now's your chance. What I wanted to do was open this up and just kind of explain a little bit about who we are, where we've come from, where we're thinking of going in 2026, and also open it up for your questions. What would you like to know, and what would you like to see? I know some of us, or some of you, have asked me for massage tips before. I'm not a licensed massage therapist. I'm a yoga guide. But if it is within our realm of what our realm of expertise, we will create that programming for you. We want to make this channel about you, your healing, and help you on that journey. So with that said, let's go into a seated forward, single leg forward fold here, our little Janu style. Place that palm of your foot here. You can use a bolster against your belly and just come forward. So when Ed and I started this program, I really, really was in the worst place of my life. And I had gotten sick. I had enormous debt. And when you have a lot of debt, that affects your credit, that affects your ability to get housing. Um, and so I was in a very bad place. And I was working as much as I physically could, but I was just getting sicker and sicker. And I kind of finally broke, and I was like, okay, I'm going to try to do something that is within the realm of what I can do with my body and my abilities, and something that I don't feel like I'm just sacrificing myself to please other people and really not getting any benefit out of it myself. So I was like, well, what could I possibly do for a business? I have no money. I can't even support myself. All I have is my friend Ed. And he had a camera, and I had experience as a yoga guide. So that's what we decided to do. And it's been an interesting couple of years. I will admit I was totally delusional when I started this channel. I honestly believe that the reason I was struggling so hard in life was because I was lazy, because that's what I had always been told. And it was like just everything was my fault that my life was falling apart. And I was really a mental mess, really, really, really bad. And the wonderful thing about this program, even though it did not succeed financially in the way I thought it would, we're still going, and it healed me. And that's why I'm inspired to still keep going. And this year for 2025, we had added our sober Saturday. Let's take that leg stretch on the other side. I love that. It's so important to me because that is something I admittedly did struggle with, was alcohol abuse. I used it to sleep. Luckily, I never had a DUI or anything like the dramatic rock bottoms. My whole life was kind of one rock bottom. Because I was such a mental mess, and it was just like I worked, I studied, I was pushing so hard, and then I had to bring myself down to sleep. And that's, fortunately, I say fortunately, what I used alcohol for, but unfortunately, it made me crazy, because if you research what alcohol does to your brain, it screws up so many different levels, neurotransmitter levels. And even though I was using it for anxiety, it was actually making me more anxious. And it does, because what it does, two of the neurotransmitters it affects, it's very complicated, but are your GABA and your glutamate. And your glutamate's what revs you up. It gives you that excitatory energy. It also can produce anxiety. And the GABA is what calms you down. Well, the alcohol binds to your GABA receptors. But then when you wake up the next day, your glutamate's trying to catch up. It's trying to get back into that crucial balance. And as a result, you get that anxiety. And I got it bad. And it made me a very not nice person. And I was very difficult to live with. And I played a big role in a lot of my own problems. I've had a lot of failed relationships. And a lot of it was because I never took the time to talk to my mat, to sort out my mental mess. I was always in survival mode. And yoga really kind of showed me what I needed to do. Let's come into a bit of a tailor pose here. So bring the palms of your feet together. Let your knees fall out to the side. If you have any pain, it might help to stack some pillows or bolsters here and come forward. So anyway, here we are now, and now I'm stable. Our issues with programming has never been a lack of desire. It's always just been a lack of resources. I want to do so much with this channel, but there's really so much I can do with the things that we have. So for 2026, one of the things we really have been looking at, we really want to get into some meditation recordings. And I think we now have the equipment to do that. I think my microphone is up to the task. And I think we're going to be able to produce the kind of quality that I want, because I never wanted to put out anything that was really just terrible. I realize it's amateur, but I never wanted to put out anything that was just terrible. Let's take this into a wide leg. So I do want it to be a quality recording that you can enjoy. So that's one thing we're going. Another idea I really want to do, I have the idea for this kids program. Let's lean over and reach towards the foot. And you don't have to actually reach towards it. You can just kind of be here. I really want to do the Only in Sedona Kids is kind of another baby, but I think that's going to have to wait till I have some more resources. I really want to do something that's not sports oriented necessarily, although it'll help with sports, because sports introduces that element of competition, and not all kids are good with competition. I certainly wasn't. I was not. I was an autistic, awkward child. I didn't know I was autistic, but I was. Um, and anyway, what I would like it to do is just introduce kids to basic emotional regulation principles and how they can use physical movement to regulate their emotions. Because that's a huge thing I didn't get. I kind of taught myself on my own. Even when I was a kid, I would love to go to the playground. I began running when I was 12 years old. I used to run around the circle at the playground. Um, I became a fitness instructor at 16. So I've been doing this for a while. It's just something I've always instinctively done, but I didn't really fully understand the mind body connection until I literally needed it for my healing. And and then it just started to work. And that's how I got so passionate about yoga. Let's take this over into some cat cows. Because it worked on me when I was not expecting it to work. It helped me start to sort things out. And even though it was a long, slow process, because it was not directed at first, it just happened. And then it became directed. And then as I was able to build and I was able to regulate myself better so that I wasn't making my already difficult situation worse with my own stupid decisions, which yes, I did. I was able to have more time to research the intricacies of how the mind and the body work together and start to puzzle out some of those mysteries. So that's something I'm really passionate about, but that'll probably be 2027 or beyond. We're still working on fixing up our farm here. It is very much a gem in process, but that is such a healing project on its own. So that's where we're going. We're going to keep our sober Saturdays. We're going to keep our weekly Wednesday shorts because we want you to be able to fit yoga into your daily life. And we also want to give you at least one weekly alternative if you need a place to go to kind of come and center yourself. Like I said, back in the day when I was drinking, we didn't have a whole lot of this online stuff, and I always mentally associated AA meetings with church basements and a lot of cigarette smoke. Well, cigarette smoke triggers my migraines. So that just didn't work with me, and talking with strangers is not something that actually calms me either. Talking with strangers is something that causes me enormous anxiety. I'm always like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to act in this situation? And then people say be yourself, but then when I'm being myself, people don't really like me all that much. So it's like, no, that wasn't good. Okay, how do I be myself differently? um But anyway, it is just a healing open space that I'm very passionate about holding open for people. So let us know what's on your mind. I'm going to be quiet now. That's kind of our story. That's where we came from. That's what we're trying to do. Let's go into a child's pose. I won't see you for a minute, and I'll have to crawl up next to my computer. I'm recording this live on my laptop in our farmhouse. So, yeah, I will come and look at your inquiries right after this pose. But in the meantime, take child's pose and think about it. What would you like to see in 2026? What would you like to see more of? Are you looking for more vinyasa type yoga, more restorative type yoga, power yoga? Anything related to yoga and meditation we could do. When you start realming going into other areas, it's a little iffy because, as we always say in our articles, we are not doctors, we are not scientists, we are not therapists. I am a licensed yoga guide. That's about it. We're fellow travelers on a healing journey, and I don't want to do anything, practice anything that requires a license or anything like that. So if I can't do it, I'll tell you. But if we can, we'll get that programming out for you. Okay, let's come out of this one. We're going to go into a seated forward fold once. I just want to see what we have. Ah, okay, it's in a language that I do not understand, unfortunately. I did not even think about that. I need to get a translation app. So that's a good thing. Thank you for for that bit of advice. Must get translation app. Okay, very important. Well, let's go into a seated forward fold. So let's sit up nice and tall. And let's just reach out towards those feet. And just so you know, if you're catching this show later, like if you're catching it, after the live stream has already ended, which is usually the case, you can always leave comments here then, and you can leave comments on any of our weekly Wednesday short videos as well. We love it. Please do interact with us. Like I said, this channel is no longer about, I mean, as much as yes, we want to grow and thrive and be successful. It's a lot deeper than that now. So we really, really do value your feedback, but we do some things, like I said, on the sober Saturdays, like keeping comments off that do affect the YouTube algorithms and makes us a little less popular. So we love your comments on our weekly Wednesday shows because they do help us out enormously. They help spread the word. And of course, you can always help by spreading the word um, among, the people that you know. Let's transition from this. We've done some work on the back of our thighs, elongating that open area. So let's go into our dragon pose and open up through the front of the thigh a bit. So you're going to you can have a bolster here if you want. You're going to go into a low lunge. And from here, if you want to press out against the side, that's an option. You can also just kind of stay right here in a low lunge, tuning into this opening right here. If you want to go deeper, you can take it down. If you want to throw in a dragon pulling its tail variation, that can feel good too. So take the variation that works. And that kind of reminds me another thing that we're going to be doing this year. And this is not a paid promotion. This is just about our website. So sorry, YouTube, we're not doing anything paid right now. But, we had partnered with Manduka and well, not directly with Manduka. We were with Rakuten. And, but Manduka ended their contract with Rakuten. Now, I love Manduka. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love Manduka because the reason I do is they have this wonderful program where you can recycle your yoga mats. When you're done with one, you send it back to them and they can use that material, reuse it, which I think is so important because sustainability is huge. But, and I did the Amazon thing before, but I guess I'm just not smart enough to figure out their tech. But I wanted to do something smaller and more local anyway. So we did get our store page sort of redone. If you look at our store page, we have a link to products that we've designed now with our logo. And we're going to also there's a link to a book that I wrote when I was going through hard times about Po, who is my angel and my Buddha. He was a little black cat who very much saved me along with yoga. But we also want to put some local communities. We're going to link to their web pages. We've kind of decided that's what we're going to do. So this is a little thing of body butter. You probably can't see it, from Lazy 5S Ranch. And I'm going to be linking to them. Some people, if you're, you practice yoga, you might be a vegetarian. Let's just switch sides. But if you're not a vegetarian, but you are into humanely raised cows, this is a lovely local ranch. I mean, it's just beautiful. And I mean, you can see the cows, like they're very well loved and taken care of, and they're not slaughtered in a cruel way. They don't even see it coming. They're just going about their happy day in a field, just like, it's the closest thing, the closest thing to, like, the original kind of, hunting style, I guess, without, um, still keeping it so that you can know where the cows are, because of course you need to be able to supply the meat you need. It's a supply thing. You got to supply the meat your customers need. So, and they also make these wonderful body products. So that's one. And then of course our wild tonic kombucha. I love this stuff. Oh my gosh. And while I do, of course, make an alcoholic version, I drink the non-alcoholic stuff. It is really one of the things that is hugely responsible for helping me get sober, because it is like a treat. It is just so good. It's not bitter like regular kombucha at all. It's just not. So I want to find a way to link to them too. And I'm not sure how to do that, because I'm not sure if they have an online store or what's entailed. So I need to talk to the owner there and see about that. But that's the direction we're thinking of going with our website, is just linking to other small local companies and helping them advertise a little bit, build a little bit more spirit of community. I think we need to kind of get back to that as a society. I think we've become a little bit too big. And when you get too big, let's take a single leg hamstring stretch. Things get really impersonal. They really do. We talk a lot about family in our society and the importance of family, but then it's like we kind of structured our society almost in a way that kind of tears the family apart. We really have. We've made it so hyper competitive. And so anyway, that's who I am. I'm all about community building. I am all about personal connections. Um, in fact, as I'm talking about how we're redoing the website now, I'm thinking like I know there's a local acupuncturist. I know she has an association with another yoga studio, but I don't know if she'd be interested in me um, possibly advertising her services through our site. I don't know. I'd have to talk to her. And talking to people, that's the one skill I never learned. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I'm just not good at it. And I'm so awkward. And but I will get better at it because now I have a purpose. I do have a purpose, a higher purpose. And that's what my brain needs. My brain needs a sense of purpose. It doesn't function very well with, you know, just do this because we said so. Do this because we said so. Just does not work very well for my brain. It really kicks up that demand avoidance, or as I call it, the demand for autonomy in me. It's like, I want to know why. It's like, yes, I have no opposition to hard work whatsoever, but I need to know why. What am I doing it for? What's the purpose? It has to be a good purpose. It has to be something that helps people. Making material things alone, to me, is not a good purpose unless those material things are going to help people who genuinely need them, because otherwise it's just wasting energy. And when I think about wasting energy, then my silly one-track monotropic brain goes right down the avenue of climate change, and then I have to put on the brakes because I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't start thinking about disaster. Keep it on the positive. Keep it on what you can control, what you can do. And let's get that sequence on the other side. Starting with that single leg hamstring stretch. And you can extend this bottom leg. You can fold it out to the side. You can even just keep it bent here if that feels good on your knee, whatever works. You can place a pillow under this knee if you have some knee issues. Might not feel good to go fully straight. That's always good when you're in Shavasana as well, to place a pillow or bolster beneath your knees. I'm a huge believer in pillows, and I have so many aches and pains that it's so hard for me to sleep. So I literally, like, between that and anxiety, I literally make myself like an egg to sleep. I have pillows surrounding every single inch of my body that I am just like in a carton. And that's how I'm able to sleep, with pillows piled all around me to support my various aching joints. And also having that piled around me. And in the winter, I have not gotten my weighted blanket yet. I so want a weighted blanket. Um, but in the winter, I can put on lots of other blankets, which kind of create the same effect. They have lots of weight. So with that, like being in a little cocoon with a weighted blanket on me, it feels like I'm being hugged tightly and securely. And that way I'm actually able to get some sleep, which is important. Sleep is important too. That's why some of our shorts are designed to calm you down to go to sleep. Some of our Wednesday shorts are designed to help you wake up, and some are just for any time at all. Whenever you feel you need a 10-minute yoga break, come back to yourself, reunite your mind and body, especially if you tend to dissociate and you're off somewhere completely detached from reality. I know how that is too. Bring it back, come back to your center. Get a firm grip on your reality. Something I desperately needed to do, something yoga gave me. And then you can best decide where to go from there. It's not like yoga is going to fix every problem in your life, but what it will do is give you the inner strength and resources to deal with those situations. And with that, beautiful fellow yogis, give yourself a hug. Take a few breaths. Thank yourself for your practice. I just want to sincerely, sincerely, sincerely thank all of you for coming. Or anyone who watches this later, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for supporting Only in Sedona Yoga. We are so, so, so grateful for you. You really are my heart and soul. You have kept me going through so many terrible things. And Ed, too. Ed has had his health issues, and you've really helped Ed out as well. This has been a positive, bright spot in our lives, working on this project together, and we're grateful for it. We're grateful for you. We want to continue to learn and grow, and we want to learn and grow with you. So let us know. Let us know what you'd like to see more. Get in touch with us. I will fix up the description to this so that you have our toll-free number and how to get in touch in the comments momentarily. But in the meantime, thank you.